Respect isn't something you demand, it's something you project. And the truth is, women don't respect your love, your words, or your promises. They respect your boundaries. What you say no to shapes how she sees you. Because a man without boundaries isn't mysterious, he's replaceable. This is where everything changes. These are the 7 boundaries that make women respect you more. Not because you told them to, but because you finally became a man who no longer negotiates his self-worth. 1. Never reward disrespect. There's a quiet moment in every man's life, the first time she crosses that line. Maybe she mocks you in front of her friends, maybe she ignores your message on purpose just to see your reaction, or maybe she gives you that silent treatment that twists your chest. You let it slide once. You think, it's not a big deal. But here's the truth. It's not about that one moment. It's about what it says about you. Every time you tolerate disrespect, you teach her something. You teach her that you'll take less than what you deserve. You teach her that your love comes with no standards. You teach her that she can get away with anything, and you'll still stay. A woman doesn't stop respecting you overnight. It happens in small steps. Each time you let her talk over you, each time you apologize for things you didn't do, each time you stay when she's lost her kindness. You think you're saving love, but you're killing attraction. The worst part, you don't even realize when she starts looking at you differently. The softness in her eyes fades. Her tone changes. She laughs differently, not out of love, but out of habit. And deep down she knows you don't mean what you say anymore. The fix is brutal but simple. You correct disrespect once, calmly. You don't shout, you don't beg, you don't argue. You say it once, and you back it up with action. That's what men with self-respect do. You see, women test boundaries not because they're cruel, it's instinct. They want to know where your edges are. They want to see if you'll fold when emotions rise. When you cave, she feels unsafe. Because a man who can't defend his own dignity can't defend her heart. So when she crosses that line again, you walk. No tantrums, no guilt trips, no explanations, just quiet strength. Because when you stop rewarding disrespect, she's left with 2 choices: rise to meet your standard or leave your presence. And either way, you win. 2. Guard your peace. Let me tell you something most men don't realize until they've lost it. Peace is power. You can have muscles, money, status, but if your mind is chaos, you're still weak. A man without peace is like a king with no kingdom. He wakes up already tired, already anxious, reacting to everything, her texts, her moods, her tone. You can't lead a relationship from survival mode. There was a time in my life when I gave everyone access to my time. I answered every late-night text, every argument, every emotional outburst. I thought being available meant being loving, but all it did was drain me. I was tired, and worse, I was forgettable. Here's what I learned. Your peace is your masculine edge. When you're calm, grounded, centered, she feels it. She relaxes around you. But when you're restless, chasing, explaining, she leads you. Guarding your peace means saying no to anything that robs your energy. Unnecessary arguments, chaotic people, gossip, or overthinking. You don't need to respond to every text. You don't need to prove your worth in every fight. You don't need to chase someone who brings noise into your silence. A man who guards his peace doesn't just look strong, he feels strong. He's not cold, he's composed. He walks into a room and people feel something different. That calm confidence that says, nothing shakes me. Start small. Wake up earlier. Sit in silence. Stop explaining yourself. And most importantly, stop making peace with chaos. Because the more you protect your peace, the more respect you command. And soon she won't be testing your patience. She'll be protecting your calm. 3. Don't overshare your wounds. There's a lie men have been fed, that telling her everything makes you more real. But too much openness too soon doesn't build connection. It kills polarity. A man's emotions are meant to be understood, not unloaded. When you hand her your pain too early, you make her your therapist, not your partner. She might listen, even comfort you, but something shifts inside her. She starts to see you as someone who needs saving, not leading, and that kills desire faster than any argument ever could. Mystery is magnetic. It's not about hiding who you are. It's about protecting your depth. She doesn't want to know everything. She wants to feel that there's more to you than she can reach. That curiosity, that space, keeps attraction alive. When you bleed your story out in detail, you remove her chase. You give her everything up front, and she stops wondering. Don't tell her your every fear. Don't tell her every mistake. Not because you're ashamed, because your pain deserves respect, not exposure. Strong men process privately. They talk to God, to journals, to action, not to people who haven't earned that access. When you share less, you're not cold, you're controlled. You make her lean in, not pull away. That silence, that distance, it keeps you magnetic. Remember, a man's mystery isn't manipulation, it's mastery. 4. Control emotional reactivity. You ever been tested out of nowhere? She says something offhand, her tone shifts, and suddenly your stomach tightens. You text faster, you talk louder, you chase her energy. That's emotional reactivity. And every time you react without control, you lose authority, not just in her eyes, but in your own. The strongest man in the room isn't the loudest one. He's the one whose silence is heavier than other men's noise. Control isn't about hiding emotions, it's about owning them. When she throws a jab, you breathe. When she goes distant, you wait. When she pulls away, you hold frame. Because women test not your words, but your steadiness. The second you fold, she feels unsafe. But when you stand still, calm, patient, she softens. Because your calm tells her she's safe, even in her chaos. Stop arguing to prove your point. Stop defending your worth to someone who already knows it. Be the eye in the storm, silent, grounded, aware. That silence is power. That patience is control. And when you master it, she'll feel something she can't explain. Respect. 5. Be willing to walk away. Nothing commands respect like indifference to losing what doesn't honor you. Most men beg to stay. Stoic men leave with peace. When you're willing to walk away, it's not arrogance, it's self-trust. It's saying, if it costs my dignity, I can't afford it. Women feel that. They can sense when you're staying because you want her, not because you need her. And that's what flips the dynamic. When she realizes your presence isn't guaranteed, it's earned. Never be afraid of losing someone who disrespects your standard. Because losing her won't destroy you, it'll introduce you to yourself. Walking away isn't weakness, it's leadership. 6. Protect your social currency. Energy is currency, and most men go broke giving it to everyone. You don't owe access to people who drain you. Your time is sacred. Audit your circle. Who adds peace? Who adds chaos? Who feeds your drive? Who kills your focus? Women respect men who protect their focus, because focus means direction, and direction is masculine. The fewer people you answer to, the stronger your presence becomes. 7. Speak less, act more. Real men don't convince, they show. Every promise means nothing until it's lived. A man who says little but does much is dangerous, not because he's mysterious, but because his silence holds weight. Stop talking about change, be it. Stop explaining loyalty, live it. Stop preaching respect, enforce it. When your actions become louder than your emotions, women stop testing your words and start adjusting to your standard. That's how real respect is born. These boundaries aren't rules, they're reflections of self-respect. Every time you honor one, your presence grows heavier, calmer, sharper. And soon, you won't need to ask for respect. You'll command it by existing. Comment below. I choose boundaries over validation. Because the moment you do, you'll stop chasing peace and start becoming it.